Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Cancer. Happy June to all Cancers out there. June, Cancer. Because this is the beginning of your season. It's almost officially Cancer season. I'm getting me some new hair soon. I don't know what. I had been wearing blonde, but in honor of really Cancer season and Gemini season. But we're here today. I need to get this done. Running a little behind, guys. So sorry about that. And I really do need to get this taken care of. Oh, my deepest apologies, you guys. But it is 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm actually looking like it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been working so hard, and I'm going to be talking to Cancers and really to Capricorns about the hard work that's been going into everything lately. I mean, I can feel it. Now, of course, we all know that Saturn and Pluto have retrograded in the sign of Capricorn. And so there is just like we're picking up all this hard work. It's been busy. Now, Cancer, you're opposite that, right? So let's look at what's really going on with you guys. You know, the funny thing is, although I talk about how busy Capricorns are, and I feel that I'm busy, I don't see that Capricorns have the same kind of emphasis in like outward ambition as Cancers do. Cancers, you really have that right now. Like, I mean, most of everything is above the horizon except Jupiter, which is retrograding in the sixth house in Sagittarius. Now, even with that, though, let's be honest, Jupiter is the natural sign that's connected with Sagittarius. And so even when retrograde, there's still lessons to be learned. And it's still positive because it's going to go back, it's going to backtrack over that area again. And eventually you're going to get the lesson that you need to learn. So that is amazing because that's the area of work. So if you've been someone, let's say, that you had to either reestablish work or you haven't felt very lucky in work, that work has been like, well, I don't want to say a chore because the sixth house is chores. But, here's a funny thing. Like when Jupiter, which is usually the happy planet, right, wherever it goes, it's in the house of chores. It's in the house of health. It's in the house of work. It's in the house of all that general, mundane, boring, everyday stuff that we do and how we have to take care of others and take care of our basic needs and getting the basics taken care of. And so you've been dealing with that, and Jupiter's been retrograding. And so I can see that some Cancers may be dealing with that in the area of health. Some Cancers may have been dealing with this kind of like pullback, almost like a loss of luck, almost, it feels like, in the area of work. And I can see where work may have been a little bit of pain for Cancers because, well, Chiron is in Aries up in the 10th house of, for Cancer. And somehow you're feeling that, you're feeling that wound. Like you might feel like there's a wound connected to the work that you've done, that you are healing like some pain that you're recovering from. But the funny thing about Chiron is that wherever it goes, it's there to heal it. So if there has been a pain there, well, Chiron is there right now to heal it. That's exactly why it's there. It's going to heal your career. It's going to heal your reputation. if you let it. I mean, with Jupiter's going to be going forward again as of July. Oh, and when it does, and Chiron's up in the 10, heal. You're going to heal your career. You're going to heal your reputation. And I hope you're going to heal and have luck in your work and your health. So take care of your health. And that health is also indicated by having Mars transiting Cancer in June. I mean, you've got the North Node in Cancer. You've got Mars in Cancer. I mean, this is, you've got activity and action and vitality. And it's in the first house of the self. I mean, it's a time for you to express yourself in your best way, Cancer. There are some issues, though. I won't say everything's peachy keen, because there's some issues when it comes to your partner. You might feel like your partner is working too much, or that you somehow you don't have enough control over your significant relationship in some way, or that it might be, you might feel like you might feel like settling down. I don't know why that's showing up. There might be some confusion over travel, which you've had that for most of the year. That's actually Neptune, I think, is going to be retrograding. I think I did see that. So you might get an opportunity to travel once it does that. Where does that happen? Neptune retrogrades on the 20th. Yep, on the 20th of June, Neptune retrogrades. So that might give you an opportunity to travel in that area. Maybe I would schedule that very carefully, because that's a very confusing area for you. And that goes for also education, religion, anything that has to do with dogma. Also, even with legal things like the law and legal things. Be really careful with that. And, well, you should have some love and luck with your friends. It might be a little something sudden out of the blue, but some luck that come from your friends or your friendships. That's amazing. I would take advantage of that. Whatever luck you get from your friends, this is a good thing. Venus is there. There could be love with some friends. You might be friends and lovers. That's a, or just friends and lucky and enjoying that. Another thing I'm seeing is, well, the Sun and Mercury are going to be in the 12th house. And so, some Cancers may be going through what they call a time of self-undoing. And that could mean there's a lot of inner turmoil that could be happening. It could, especially with Mars and the North Node in the first house in Cancer. Inner turmoil is a possibility. And with the Sun and Mercury sitting in the 12th house, you might be dealing with, the skeletons that have been hanging out in your 12th house, the closet. It could be drinking. It could be drugs. It could be how you screw yourself over time and time again. This might be a time that this is going to be illuminated, and you might find solutions because Mercury's there. So hopefully you'll be thinking strategically how to maybe even overcome, hopefully, some of those things that keep pulling you back down. It just, I would sit down with a pen and paper, and literally with that pen and paper, I would say, ask myself, well, where is it that I'm screwing myself over? Where is it that I'm, excuse the expression, effing up? What is it that I can fix? First of all, identify the area of your life that is giving you the most strife and grief right now. And then once you identify what that is, then, think of your solution. Like, okay, so the area that's giving me the most strife right now is my career. I'm not making enough money in my career. So then, write out a plan on how you're going to make enough money in your career. And then you have that. And then I would even set like an intention. And what I mean by that is I would write it, I would make like a poster board, I would make mantras, I would dream about it, whatever it is. And if you do that, I'm sure with Neptune sitting up in the ninth and Mars in the first and the North Node, you're going to be able to manifest whatever you want by the time the sun gets into Cancer at the end of June. So that's going to be a very cool thing. So some things real quick just to go over is that on the 3rd, there's going to be a new moon in Gemini. That's more emphasis in the area of the 12th house. That is, again, that's more emphasis in that dreaming, in that manifesting, and in dealing with the house of self-undoing and, ways that we subconsciously screw ourselves up. You might have to deal with that. On the 4th, there's Mercury going into Cancer. That's going into your first house. So that the ability to think and to strategize is going to be right on you along with that Mars. So that's beautiful, actually. You got Mercury trying Uranus. Okay, we got Venus going into Gemini on the 8th. Again, that's more of your 12th house. More self-undoing. I'm hoping that you're going to take the time when the sun and Mercury are like this up to the 4th. So really like now until like the 4th of June. I would take this time to really look at myself deeply on a really deep internal level. Because I really believe that once Venus gets into Gemini and it gets into the house of self-undoing, you're going to screw over probably maybe a good relationship. That's a possibility because there's going to be a lot of temptation and it's the house of self-undoing. It's a lot of flirtation and hiding and secret stuff, and that always ends badly. Let's see. On the 17th, there will be a full moon in Sag, and that's going to be in that 6th house again. So you're going to have emphasis there. And it's going to end the month with Mercury going into Leo, into your 2nd house of money. So I think if you work on your work and your career and just avoid any kind of sneaky, underhanded, undercover, dirty trickster things. That 12th house, that dirty trickster stuff. Don't do that. It's going to catch up with you. Chiron sitting up in the 10th house. It's time to heal your reputation, not ruin it. Remember that. Okay? All right, Cancer, I believe in you because the sun's coming toward Cancer, and you know it's all going to be on and popping when the sun gets into Cancer. And a lot of these planets are going there, as you see. Going to have the North Node there, Mars there, Mercury there. It's all about Cancer. It's starting now. So take advantage of that. Prepare and be prepared to wear your crown during your season, kings and queens of Cancer. All right. Well, I will talk to you later. Probably do a mid-month around the middle of June. Much love and light. And if you have not done so, please take a moment to go by astrologylookinside.com and subscribe to our website. Check it out. Look under the more button. There's always more under the more button. Also, like our page on Facebook. You can find us at facebook.com/astrologylookinside. I also give free mini readings. I do at our group on Facebook. And you can get to that group at facebook.com/groups/astrologylookinside. And finally, I've reclaimed my Patreon account. And you can go and subscribe and become a Patreon at patreon.com/Capricorntigress. Okay. Well, much love, much light. Happy Memorial Day, because that's up in any day now. And I will talk to you guys in the middle of June. Bye.